How to solve a Rubik's Cube. Part 1. So I'll be going through how to solve this cube step by step from the very beginning all the way to the end, and walk you through different scenarios that you might run into as you learn to solve the cube. So we'll first start off with the scramble. Okay, your cube may not look like this, but the principles will still apply the same. So general foundation step is to solve a cross, usually on the white side. That's just the convention. You don't have to choose the white side, but for simplicity, I will use the white side as an example. So this white side, we'll have it on the top of the cube, just for our ease. On the top of the cube, just to make it easier for us to understand. So the first step is you want to find these white First step is you want to find these white edge pieces, these two colored edges. These are different from these three colored corner pieces. So you first want to find the white edge pieces. So there's one here, this red and white edge piece. There's one here, this orange and white edge piece. There's one here, a white and green edge piece. And there should be one more right here, blue and white. So the goal is to get these edge pieces in alignment with these center pieces around the cube. So this white side is denoted by this white centerpiece, this red side is denoted by this red centerpiece, etc., etc. So the first step is we want to get this red and white piece to touch this white and red centerpiece and have them aligned with each other. So technically this is in almost the right position, but we still have to flip this so that it's properly aligned. So how do we do that? Here is a simple way of getting this out of the way. So first, let's move it to the bottom, right? So now this white and red piece is in the bottom layer, so we can kind of freely move this side without impacting anything on top. So what do we do now? We take this, since we can't just flip it into position here, we're going to have to manipulate it on the sides. So if I rotate it this way, so this piece goes over here, if I do that, and then I turn this side, see how this white and white are touching now? Now all I have to do is get this red to touch this red right here. So how do we do that? There we go. So white, white, red, red. We have our first edge piece in position. Great. Now we have this green and white piece here. What do we do? Same thing as we did before. Let's turn it into the bottom row. So now if we turn this side, none of these on top will be impacted, right? So take this green and white piece. Where is the green side? Over here. So we want to move this over. And now that we have it over here, if we try to just rotate up again, we run into the same scenario that we had with this red piece. So we would rotate it to the side and make sure, now when you bring this up, you also have to consider this red side as well. If I just bring it up here, we have green, we have white, we have red, we have white. But if I bring this green over, now we throw the red out of alignment. And if I bring this red back, now the green's out of alignment. So what are we supposed to do here? If I move it back into this position, considering that the green side is right next to this red side, if I turn this top face, so now that the red is with the green, and then I turn this side so that the green is with the orange, this part doesn't really matter, but notice the position of this green side to this red side, this green side to this red side. They're now directly next to each other. So if I turn this back, the green and the red are now in proper alignment. Okay, so now we have two more to get through. So orange and white. How do I get this over here? So this orange is already with this orange side. So if I just turn this here, instead of white and white and orange, it's white and orange and white. That's not what we want. Same scenario as we had before. So let's move this edge piece into an open position. So instead of turning it towards these pieces that we already have set up and then trying to set it up from there, see how we knocked this out of alignment again? We're going to use the fact that we haven't set up this side yet and just take up that space so that when we do move this up into the top layer, we don't have to worry about kicking these out of place. So again, in this scenario, we want this orange edge piece, or the only way we can get it in proper position here is if we turn this side. But if we turn this side, orange and blue do not match. So we have to get it onto here. So the way we do that, if I bring it back down, just like we did before, let's turn the top face and then turn this up. See how we did that? We want this orange and white side to get into this position here. And you want to make sure that this orange is next to this green. If I do it without, orange is not next to the green. So we want to move the green over and then move this orange edge piece up. So now this orange is next to this green. If we turn it back, orange is still next to green, red is still next to green. And now we just have one edge piece left. So now let's move this blue and white edge piece over to the blue side. And notice how we still had the same scenario as before. So what do? We bring it to the side. Let's move this over so that when we do move it up into the top layer, we aren't impacting any of these other colors. So if I turn this as is right now, I'm kicking this red out of place, and then that throws off the cross. So let's move this over. So now we have an open slot for this piece to fall into. Bam. And if I turn this back, it's blue and blue, orange and orange, green and green, red and red. Now we have made a cross.